one religious text. There's nobody preaches one thing. It's more about loving, being one with the earth, loving your fellow brother, treating everybody with respect, equality, justice. And I know that it sounds like it gets a little bit political, and it's a very democratic church. But that's kind of what I like about it so much, is because you can have people of all different backgrounds, and what we find is they all come back, even in Christianity, Judaism, they all basically come back to the same beliefs, the core principles.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things I think about religion, is that like all the different ones have so many similarities like that, so I can definitely see how that goes. I had a lot of experience living down south, down in El Paso, dealing with kind of like the Mexican culture, dealing with the spirits and everything. I learned a lot from my wife about that kind of stuff. Then I'm curious, have you ever gone that far? I know you're up in Wisconsin, but have you ever gone that far south?
We have, Waukegan, Illinois, and especially down towards Chicago, we have a huge Hispanic community, and I actually deal with a lot more of that than you think. I actually wish I would learn Spanish, because I sometimes have people bring their kids in to translate their readings for me. But yeah, I get a lot of that. I actually keep some antidotes on hand for sale in my shop, just because with brujeria, they want floor washes, they want the herb baths, they want the evil eye jewelry, which I believe in so much. I've always got my evil eyes on.
What's that?
So, it's...
Yeah, what's that evil eye stuff? What is that?
Well, there's actually, if you look, there's pretty much one in almost every culture. They're just formed different way, or they're shaped different way. I like the Indians have them in a hand. My favorite, I actually have a photo here that's just blue evil eye. My logo is actually in a triangle. But basically what the evil eye does is it sends back jealousy. People can hex you without even knowing it, because magic's all up here in the mind. It's basically jealousy, hatred directed at one person, and directing all that energy at one person. And then they find themselves having bad luck, or they find everything going wrong. And, wearing these talismans, I believe it. Some people don't believe it, whatever. I guess you could call these talismans more of kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a superstition. But basically the eye, especially if it's blue, is supposed to send that, if that happens to you and you are afflicted with that, it sends it back to the sender. So if somebody's focusing all that evil energy on you, basically the evil eye's watching out for the evil. And it's going to see it, and it's going to deflect it back to the sender.
That's so crazy. My wife was telling me about, like with Mexican witchcraft, right? That's what her name for it. She was like, yeah, if anybody does it, they got to be careful, because if you find out about it, you get rid of it, it reverses it back onto them. And I was like,
and in paganism, we believe it's threefold. So
right.
The rule of three. Ever mind the rule of three. What you put out comes back to thee.
That's so crazy, because that's like, 2,000 miles south right here. Yeah, that's nuts. She was always just telling me some stuff about like that, about how like the Mexicans, they've got like the Santa Muerta, which is like the angel of death. You'll see some people sometimes have like this skeleton, like it's like their version of the Grim Reaper.
Yeah, like the sugar skulls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep those around too. I know. Yeah. Actually, the sugar skulls are actually a good thing. Believe it or not, the skulls aren't a bad thing. They're actually a sign of rebirth, and kind of like the phoenix rising from the ashes. So.
Oh, okay.
People get scared of skulls.
Yeah.
Why not?
Mexicans think skeletons.
It's not a bad thing. It's a sign of rebirth.
Yeah.
Getting rid of what no longer serves you to get something new and good in your life. So.
I think the Mexican culture uses skeletons more as like representing the spirits rather than just like
Yes,
you know,
they do.
evil
They do.
stuff.
Yes, they do. They believe in a lot of with their ancestors. And I know doing past life readings a lot of times, I noticed certain people with certain backgrounds a lot of times, they will, it seems like in their readings, they'll come up kind of like they reincarnated into the same family. Now I'm calling talk about reincarnation. I know I sound like a loop.
That interests the hell out of me. Stay on it.
Yeah, let's talk about reincarnation.
And they'll be like, oh my gosh, yeah, I have people in my, family tree that were nuns, and it's coming up that they were nuns and the patriarchy was too much for them. And, you know what I mean? And it's always the same Mexicans and Hispanics, Asians, Native Americans. Those are some major cultures that I find that in. And then there's others that, like a lot of European cultures, they don't really have so much of the ancestry in it. But it's interesting.
You mentioned reincarnation, and that's what makes my brain hurt.
You know what? I'm sorry. I don't mean to hurt your brain. It's just a belief that I have. It's a belief that I can't get over just because I've had my own experiences with it. Like I said, I do past life readings, and I find, and those even sound kind of like cool and fun too. But a lot of things with past life readings too, a lot of people don't realize is what it focuses on is mainly the lessons you didn't learn in past lives and are inflicting you in this life. A lot of times that's what comes up in past life readings.
So with reincarnation, how does that work?
Well,
like if you're shitty in the last life,
my belief is that you plan out your life before you come here. You die, you go to the other side. There's a place that a lot of people that have had near-death experiences called like the Hall of Records or like a library where you can review all your lifetimes and kind of figure out what lessons you need to learn before you can ascend higher, and you decide when you're going to come back and who's going to be your parents, and kind of a predestined thing. You decide whether you're going to have a good life, bad life, what do you deserve, what do you need to learn. So that's kind of my own theory of it. It's in quite a few texts, but
yeah, it's really prevalent in Hinduism, reincarnation, which
that's kind of
cool.
It's definitely a pseudoscience, the whole thing. So there's a lot of different views on it. That's just my personal view of it. But you'll talk to other people and they'll tell you other things. So.
I don't know. I remember, because I was always super skeptical of it, and I'm not saying I'm balls to the wall for anything right now. I'm totally invested believing, but I remember it was a couple of years ago. Do you know who Art Bell was?
No.
The radio host, Coast to Coast AM.
Okay, yes.
Yes. So I used to listen to him like daily with my grandpa, like every night when I'd have sleepovers there or whatever. And I remember he passed away a couple years ago, and I can remember I watched this Facebook live stream with this guy who was known for channeling spirits, and I thought, oh, it's hoodoo crap, how do you know he's really talking to this dude's mom or whatever? But I remember he was talking to Art Bell, and I'm like, holy shit, that's him. Like, that was so weird, and it still sends chills down my spine talking about it. Like, he has like a very recognizable voice, and that was 100% his voice, and that was weird.
And some things can't be explained, and that's something that I tell people all the time, Some things just can't be explained. I mean, some people have very analytical and logical minds, and in the work that I do, some things just can't be explained. And the only thing I say is the cards never lie. So I might not know what I'm talking about, but those cards say something.
So, do you think there are people out there, like in your line of work, that do try to just take advantage of people?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, it's terrible. It's a terrible problem. I have people come to me all the time that say, I went and saw this psychic, and their reading was, they said their reading was $25 when I got there, and they told me that I had something evil on me, and it would cost $500, and they could take it off, and I had to come back in 8 days and give them $500, and I did, and then nothing changed, so they told me it was going to be $700 more, and I had to come back in a week, and I'm just like, and you did it, don't tell me you did it, and I'm just like...
That's like those computer viruses.
Yes.
Get rid of it.
No legitimate psychic is going to do that. No legitimate psychic will do any work for you. Any legitimate psychic is going to tell you to do your own work.
Anna kind of told me that the Mexican, like, mountain ladies is, I think, what she called them. The kind of one, like, the people in Mexico that'll come down and, like, do the exercising and stuff. All you gotta do is give them a meal, and that's all they'll do. They'll do everything for you.
Really?
Yeah, it's, and then there's, in that culture too. Now, I don't want to put it down because you're right. I mean, if you go down to Mexico, yeah, they will do it for you, but they're not going to keep taking your money and they're not going to be asking for it. It's going to be like, bring me a shoe, bring me what I need, and I'll do it for you. And then you can leave them a donation. It's not like it's going to be $700 and then
It's the going rate for getting rid of spirits.
I actually had somebody spam my Facebook page. I think his name was Maddie Cole or something, and it was all under his, but it was all these like fake testimonials about how he, somebody sent him $600 and he changed they were married in a month, and I was just like, I had to block him, like erase all of his posts, report him to Facebook. I was like, apologize to like the 1,400 people I have on my Facebook page. Like, I'm sorry, don't listen. I do not endorse this. Like, my page is banned.
Well, it's like scientifically proven. I say scientifically, knowing that that's very broad to say that, but that like people really do have auras, and it doesn't seem that crazy to me that auras, like when you pass on, that your like aura or whatever could remain attached to something or like still be present in an area.
Yeah,
so
we have here in Omaha. Well, actually, it's in Plattsmouth, so it's like 30 minutes south of here. We have like the largest haunted artifact museum collection in the world at the Museum of Shadows.
I wouldn't want to go there.
I've been there once.
I might have to say Omaha visit.
Yeah, it's down in Plattsmouth. It's actually really cool. It was in Springfield and they moved it now, so it's actually really cool.
I don't want to go down there. I don't mess with that kind of stuff. And my wife is always like, oh, when we were in California, she's like, oh, we need to go to the Queen Victoria. I'm like, no, we don't.
I would have been like, let's go.
I don't know. I think it's
and that's a really, that's kind of the whole thing. They do actually have cameras that can take pictures of your aura. I've had one.
Yeah.
But
it's like an electromagnetic aura.
Doesn't die, just our body dies. Our body houses our energy. So if you think about it, what are spirits? They're energy.
right.
Yeah. That just doesn't seem that crazy to me.
That we're all just energy.
Yeah, for that to be a thing. Yeah.
No.
At least for me to not 100% be like, oh, that's just a bunch of BS. It's like it's enough for me to be like, yeah, I can kind of see that kind of happening. It's like you said, there's just some things you just can't freaking explain with the the scientific model. So.
And I'll be the first one to say, what I do is in the classes I take, and everything's based around a pseudoscience. So I understand that not really anything can be proven 100%. But if it's something that you're willing to be open with and open-minded and give a try, I say contact me, give me a call, email me, reach out to me on Facebook.
Yeah, and you can do stuff like readings and stuff online, like you did one for Kayla.
I do a lot of them online, over the phone, just like Skyping or through Google Duo.
Cool. Yeah, that could. And it's like you said, October. It could be a fun thing to do with the significant other.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I do those readings.
Yeah.
Spooky. I'm sure those get interesting.
Oh, they do, especially when the couples show up together.
Oh.
You get like couples, and it's like, yeah, y'all ain't lasting.
Especially that I do them together, and it's kind of like you, and you, but if you do this.
Yeah. Do you ever get them and they're just like, yeah, y'all ain't gonna make it?
They don't start yelling at each other, but they start doing the dirty glances across the table.
Oh no.
And then one's rubbing the other one's leg, telling him to calm down. Oh, you can see it.
I guess you probably had the opposite though. There, you've probably had couples come in and just had very, very positive experience, and
Very much so. I've called several pregnancies actually.
oh, awesome.
Yeah, there was. I was at an event last Halloween weekend, and not last Halloween weekend, but it was last weekend fell on a Halloween. Our last Halloween fell on a weekend, so it was like the Saturday before the Sunday of Halloween, and I was working at a bar that called me in to do readings for like one of their events, and there was some newlyweds that came for a reading, and that was if I wasn't stoic, I probably would have been crying because it was the sweetest reading ever. They had a child. I saw it coming within a year. had just bought their dream home, and I told them that, and they were like, "Oh, how did you know that?" And I mean, I was seeing, glimpses of their. It's called clairvoyance when you see like pictures in your head. I was seeing glimpses of their honeymoon, so I was able. It was actually a very accurate reading because they were telling me, "Oh yeah." I was seeing glimpses of their honeymoon in the tropics, and it was very sweet. So I do the opposite of that too.
That's good. You got that positivity around here.
There's not enough of that anymore.
Yeah.
No, there's not actually. Sometimes, I love my job, but I can't say that I don't feel burnt out sometimes because sometimes there's a lot of negative energy flying at me, and sometimes all week long, and you're just like, I need a refresher.
Well, burnout. I think burnout's an interesting thing because it's not really about burnout's not about not liking your job. It's about self-confidence, and it's like if you're feeling negative or down on yourself as compared to your ability to do the job, I think it has way more to do with that than with your job.
I think so, yeah.
And as a sensitive, I'm reading all this energy, and like I said, you're picking up all these negative vibes all week. It can cause burnout.
I bet.
I'm absorbing that energy. I'm putting my place in a position to absorb that energy too. So sometimes I have to remind myself it's not all my crap. I have to cleanse. So I have a very rule about not working on Sundays. Very strict.
Not working on Sundays.
I don't work on Sundays. I'm very strict about it.
That's a good rule.
Yeah, it's probably good
Well,
thing to do.
I don't work because NFL football is on, but that's not as important.
I like to sit in my room in my pajamas and hide all day. I don't even like like my personal friends. Like they even know don't go over to our house on a Sunday unless it's an emergency.
All right. Well, we're running at about time here.
I think so, yeah.
Do you have anything you want to plug?
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. This was interesting as hell.
You said that you can do the readings and stuff online. If are you do you need more clients? I just know there's some people that just have way too many clients.
Like to give out my information. People can reach out to me and see a lot more information on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Readings by Lindsay, or you can call or text me at 262-577-1794, and we can set up something from there.
Awesome.
Heck yeah.
Sounds good. All right. We'll send you the link. If you want to share it around, that's cool.
Absolutely, I will.
We're assholes. You don't have to.
Absolutely.
Other than that, make sure y'all like us on Facebook. Bread and Circuses by Big Bill Media. Give us that 5-star Apple review.
That tarot reading for Caleb was totally unplanned. We had no idea.
Full disclosure, I have never had a tarot reading. I know a couple people that have the cards, but I had no one. Yeah.
Some of those things she would say, I was like, because chills were going up my spine. I was like, dang, dude.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Check out our Redbubble, buy our stuff. All right. Peace out.
Yeah, deuces,
All
man.
right,
Thank you. Hey there, circus goers. Has listening to Bread and Circuses inspired you to create your own podcast, but you're just not quite sure how to get started? Well, you should probably try what we use, Anchor. We've been using Anchor since the beginning, and we speak from experience that it's definitely the way to go.
It's free to use, they promote you to all the major platforms, and if you're just starting out, there's no minimum listenership, so you don't have to stress out about the numbers, just the content. Plus, you can record and edit your podcast directly from your computer or phone, so you don't need to worry about any extra software if that's not really your thing.
Yep, Anchor is everything you need to make a podcast, all in one place.
So don't just sit there. The next great podcaster could be you. But you won't know until you visit Anchor.fm or download the Anchor app for free on your phone to get started. Thanks, everyone, and enjoy the show. Podcaster could be you. But you won't know until you visit Anchor.fm or download the Anchor app for free on your phone to get started. Thanks, everyone, and enjoy the show.